A hobby is not the same as a job. We all agree with that, right? That's a pretty logical statement. Yet, when you're a disabled person living on welfare, a lot of people love to use the fact that you have hobbies as evidence that you can have a job. But as we all just agreed, a hobby is not the same as a job. Therefore, a disabled person having a hobby doesn't mean that person is able to have a job. There are so many reasons why a disabled person might be able to maintain a hobby, but not a job. Hobbies are entirely self paced. You can spend as long as you want on them whenever you are able to. That is not the case for paid employment. You need to keep a consistent schedule. You need to clock on at a certain hour of the day. You need to work for a certain number of hours every day. You also need to be consistently good at your job. You do not need to be consistently good at your hobby. If you have a few bad days with your hobby, nothing happens. You just get a bit frustrated, maybe. If you have a few bad days at your job, you might get fired. And that requirement of consistency, both in terms of scheduling and the quality of your work, is a massive barrier for a lot of disabled people in finding work, especially those of us with dynamic disabilities. Because when you have a dynamic disability, your needs and your symptoms fluctuate minute to minute. It's hard to be consistent when your body isn't consistent. Hobbies just give you an amount of flexibility that paid employment can never give you. I mean, it's very easy to tailor your hobby to your exact needs as they change and fluctuate. That's not the case in paid employment. Oftentimes, even just trying to get the most basic accommodations at work is an absolute battle. Hobbies are relatively easily attainable for disabled people and are often recommended for us, but that doesn't mean that paid employment is realistic or even possible for us. And if you genuinely think that having a hobby is the same as having a job, you just need to get a hobby yourself. I don't know what else to say.